morning, this is Bob Mason from FX Empire and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin and Ripple's XRP. Looking at the MACDs, the moving averages, the day's support, resistance and pivot levels. It is Thursday the 15th of July. Jumping straight into Bitcoin against the US dollar, looking at the outer candlesticks, bearish start to the day after yesterday's late pullback. Then you see Bitcoin avoid the pivot at 32,513 to take a run at first major resistance level at 33,438. Then you see support from the broader market for Bitcoin to break out from yesterday's high. Was at 33,128. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Bitcoin target 34,000 levels before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 34,053. A fall through the pivot would bring the first major support level of 31,898 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Bitcoin should avoid sub 31,000 levels and the second major support level at 30,973. Looking at the MACDs, got a narrowing of the bullish histograms at the turn of the day. No sign of a bearish cross as yet, so need to keep an eye on that. On the EMAs, the 50 has flattened on the 100 and the 200, so that's providing some support. So need to look out for direction from the 50 EMA on the 100 and the 200. So key would be to avoid the pivot at 32,513, break through yesterday's high 33,128. To bring resistance levels into play. Failures to do that, the support levels will be in play. Moving across to Ethereum against US dollar, also a bearish start. Going into Ethereum, avoid the pivot at 1960 to take a run at the first major resistance level at 2054. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Ethereum to break out from yesterday's high, 2019.90. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level to cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, should see Ethereum target the second major resistance level at 2114 before any pullback. Fall through the pivot would bring the first major support level at 1900 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ethereum should avoid sub 1800 levels. Second major support level at 1805 should limit the downside. Looking at the MACDs, we have a narrowing of the bullish histograms at the turn of the day, but no signs of a bearish cross there, so keep an eye on that through the early part of the morning. On the EMAs, the 50 has narrowed marginally on the 100 and the 200. That's still a bearish signal, however. So key through the early part of the day would be to avoid the pivot at the 1960, break through yesterday's high, 2019.90 to bring resistance levels into play. Failures to do that, and support levels will come into play. Moving across to Litecoin against US dollar, choppy start to the day. Going to need to see Litecoin avoid the pivot at 129 to take a run at the first major resistance level, 134. Support from the broader market is going to be needed for Litecoin to break out from yesterday's high. That was at 132.39. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and resistance at 135 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, you could see Litecoin target 140 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 137. Fall through the pivot will bring the first major support level 126 into play. Barring another extended sell-off on the day, Litecoin should avoid sub 120s. Second major support level 121 should limit the downside. Looking at MACD, similar trend, slight narrowing of the bullish histograms at the turn of the day, but no signs of a bearish cross, so need to keep an eye on that. Also on the EMAs, 50s narrowed marginally on the 100 and 200, but still a bearish signal. So key would be to avoid the pivot at 129, break through yesterday's high, 132.39, to bring resistance levels into play. Failures to do that and support levels will be in play. Finally, looking at Ripple's XRP against US dollar, similar trend, early pullback. Going to need to see Ripple's XRP avoid the pivot at 6093 to take a run at the first major resistance level at 0.6348. Support from the broader market is going to be needed for Ripple's XRP to break back through to 0.63 levels, however. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, we've got the second major resistance level at 6496 to limit any upside on the day. A fall through the pivot will bring the first major support level of 5944 into play. Barring another extended sell-off on the day, Ripple's XRP should avoid sub 0.58. Second major support level sits at 5689. Looking at the MACD, narrowing of the bullish histograms at the turn of the day, but again, no signs of a bearish cross as yet. On the EMAs, 50s holding its ground on the 100 and the 200, so look out for a possible narrowing that would support a recovery of the morning losses. Key through the early part of the day, therefore, would be to avoid the pivot at 6093. And break back through to 0.63 levels to bring resistance levels into play. Failures to do that and support levels will be in play.